welcome, Breno. So we're so happy to have you. Obrigada, obrigada. How are
Que
you?
isso, eu que agradeço. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
Well, we're very excited to learn more about Minimaxis and yourself and your background. So we want to start right in the beginning, a little bit about your background, what you studied, and tell us about Minimaxis. How did you start building it? I understand that you joined SatsConf and the hackathon, and that was kind of the journey to building this particular project.
Yeah, I graduated. I graduated in electrical engineering 10 years ago. I was focused on artificial intelligence. My first artificial intelligence that I created was in 2010. That I created something that could recognize which instrument you are playing. It's just for fun, and for university. And then from there, I worked in the financial markets. There in the financial markets, I knew already about Bitcoin. I remember saying in 2013 or 2014, I don't remember, saying, "No, I missed the boat." And and when it came to 2016, I see it rising again, and I say, okay, I won't miss the boat again. I will take my time to study, and I started studying. I created a company. It was a crypto company at the time, and yeah, this is 2017, 2018. There, Jimmy Song came to Brazil. I could be a scholarship student of his. So I started learning, and
you took his course, right? You got a scholarship to his courses. That's how it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Mercado Bitcoin brought him to Brazil to teach their employees, and I saw his message on Twitter saying, "Oh, I usually gave one free seat, so I applied and I won." And I went there. I flew to São Paulo, and I studied, and it was amazing. Jimmy Song helped me shape my understanding of Bitcoin a lot.
Incredible. We talked about this with Torogos, so I remember us speaking about that possibility for El Salvador as well. Breno, tell us, what is Mercado Bitcoin, and also subsequently, what is BIPA? I know that both companies are pretty strong in Brazil, so if you can just tell us a little bit about that and how it relates to your story, that would be great.
Sure. Mercado Bitcoin is the oldest, one of the oldest. I think it is the oldest. It started in 2013. It's the oldest exchange in Brazil, and also the biggest of Latin America. They have some other. They have a company in Portugal as well. They are thinking about expanding. So this my history with them is that I had an account when they brought Jimmy Song here, and I went to the course, I applied, and I got the scholarship. So I've been closer to it, and some years later they hired me for unrelated reasons. I found out a company, another exchange was falsifying, was trading. I did an analysis, and they liked my data science skills, so they hired me to do data science there. And BIPA is another Brazilian exchange, which I also really like.
That's newer, no?
Yeah, it's newer. I don't remember. It's like just few years old, and but BIPA it was the first exchange to implement Lightning Network here in Brazil. It was a really small company, and it already implemented Lightning Network. So everyone got really excited. Like, wow, it's this big exchanges cannot implement it, and they did it like this. So it was amazing. And now they said that they are going to build a wallet, a non-custodial wallet, especially for Brazilians. And so it's going to be everything in Portuguese, and they are going to use the seed words, the BIP39 seed words in Portuguese, which I'm proud to say that I was the one that with other people, but I wrote them. I chose the words and the rules for the Portuguese words.
Can you explain what is BIP39 and how it relates to why you would need to translate it to the people that don't know?
Yeah. So when you have a private key is just a random number. But when you have such a big random number, it's really hard to remember. If you write it down and it erases some words, some letters, you kind of can lose your funds. It's really hard to back up. So they created BIP39, which is a way that you, instead of writing it down lots of numbers, you write down 12 words. So you have 12 words out of 2048. And this is if you choose them at random, which the wallets usually do. If you choose them at random, you can choose these words, and it can create a private key. So it's much easier for you to store, to back up. You can also even remember. You can just like remember the words and don't have it written anywhere, and just go from one country to another without having any issue with people saying, I want to see what's in this pen drive or in this paper that you have it written. So it's an amazing technology for us to store our private keys, and but they are in English. Like almost all wallets use it in English. So if you are Brazilian and you don't know English, it will be much harder for you to. Yeah. So there is in BIP39 there's some people that did lists of words in other languages, in Japanese, in French, in Portuguese, in Spanish. So I was the one that wrote with other people. We wrote in Portuguese, and it works for all Portuguese, not only Brazilian Portuguese. It works. It's the same words for Portugal, Angola, Mozambique, and every country that speaks Portuguese.
And so BIPA is going to implement the version that you wrote so that it can be a completely Portuguese version at wallet. Is that the goal?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, exciting. Wait, so I also understand you've been translating several other materials to Portuguese. Tell us a little bit about that too.
Yeah, for the first one that I translated was the Little Bitcoin book. When Jimmy Song wrote it with the other authors, he asked in his alumni group, "Hey, I'm thinking about translating it." So I knew someone, and I get it to translate it. And after that, there was also the Bitcoin Standard, which is arguably the best Bitcoin book. Like everyone talks about it. So I knew that I wanted to be involved. So I was one of the two people that was translating and reviewing the translation they did in the book. So I did this,
so
and
it's finally
also
published in Portuguese, and with the author's approval.
Yeah, exactly. They were, all of them were done with the author's approval. They are the official versions, and you can find all of them in Portuguese in Amazon. So you can find o Pequeno Livro do Bitcoin, o Padrão Bitcoin, and o Padrão Fiduciário, which is also from Saifedean.
Nice. Breno, tell me now a little bit about your experience with SatsConf and how you built the team, what you were thinking, like how did you decide on Minimaxi, like how that thought process came about with your team, because I understand 75% of the team members had never heard of Bitcoin, but they were programmers before. Like what was the breakdown of responsibilities and how the team worked? It would be really cool to understand that particular angle.
Yeah, I had some ideas. I've been brainstorming. I like AI. I wanted to build more projects using large language models. So I was thinking, what can I do with large language models and Bitcoin for this hackathon? And I was thinking about it. And then there was a prize for Miniscript, and I said, okay, it's the lowest hanging fruit, and it's quite. And I tried in other I tried in ChatGPT, in Llama, in other models, and no one of those they understood Miniscripts. So okay, this is a good thing to do, because we like code assistants for people who code they are very important. Like, people use it all the time, and we don't have this for Bitcoin related code right now, especially for these new languages. It's easier when you're working with a library in Rust or in Python or in C, because they are languages that the models already know. They don't know usually the libraries, the specific library, but they understand the code. But the Miniscript, they don't understand. So they don't understand Miniscript, they don't understand simplicity, they don't understand contractum, they don't understand languages that we are building for smart contracts in Bitcoin. So I decided to do that. And the way that I met people, I never knew them before. I just sent a message there in the Discord app and said, oh, I have this idea. And I tried to talk with people and to see what if I got some people to do. And Belu, which was one of my team members, he just asked me back, say, hey, I won lots of different hackathons. I'll make you win. Let's go. And so yeah, I don't have team members, so let's go. And Belu find the other people and brought it together, and no one of them knew almost anything about Bitcoin. So I was mentoring everyone.
And you met each other all there, or you had met Belu before?
No, everyone there. He
Nice.
sent me a message on Discord the day before, and then on the day I've met them in person.
And so 2 days of hacking, you had mentors. I remember there were some pretty outstanding people that traveled to Brazil for the hackathon and to be speakers. How was that experience with them also helping with the project or answering questions?
Well, they were crucial because I had no idea how to code in Miniscript. So I needed to understand how Miniscript work, just to build the examples for training the AI and to see if it worked or not, and all of this stuff. So I learned Miniscript like really quickly, and the mentors were fundamental for this. And then I learned this, and I taught my team members that they didn't know almost anything about Bitcoin, but they knew Miniscript before Bitcoin. Before they knew Bitcoin, and it was really fun and different. It was a real challenge, but it was really cool. I think you are muted. I cannot hear you.
Jones Behari, our very, very fabulous main idea and creator behind Bolt Fund, has a question for you, if you can see it on the screen.
Yeah. So smart contracts for Bitcoin, they are in a way easier than other altcoins smart contracts, because they are not Turing complete, so you are limited in a way that you use. But the problem is that when you write it, you write in a low-level language. It's like you're writing for a computer. So this is hard for people to understand. So in Solana and Ethereum or other altcoins, you have you have Solidity, that you can write them in a higher level language, which is similar to Python or JavaScript. So for coders, it's easier for them to write and change. Of course, there's lots of bugs, there's lots of problems with this approach, but since it's similar to popular languages, people can write it more easily. And in Bitcoin, it's similar to assembly, which is a very low level language which no one writes about. Like when you write something in Python, it translates Python to assembly that the computer uses. Ooh. So it's in Miniscript is a way so you can create smart contracts in a higher level language, which is much easier to write and use. But still, it's still a little bit difficult. It's still complicated for someone that doesn't understand scripts. Miniscript, it's although it's easier, it's still a little bit complicated. So that's why I built Minimaxis.
Nice. We have a question from Lucas, our friend in right there.
What did I learn on onboarding new developers onto Bitcoin? Oh, this is kind of difficult. There is quite a lot of questions that arise, and most of them are like, oh, but so Bitcoin is just like Ethereum, but a little bit different, right? So and I have to know, no, it kind of is, but not, and so there's lots of nuance when we're talking about developers, especially developers. So I believe that what I'm trying to do with Minimaxis, we started with Miniscript because it's easier for only 2 days to build something. But what I'm trying to do for the long term is to have something so we can onboard really quite easily everyone. So you, instead of I don't know, I don't even know how to start, you can write it down. I can even know how to start. Teach me Miniscript, and it teaches you. Right now, it already works. If you go to minimaxis.com and ask them, teach me Miniscript, I don't know anything about Miniscript, it gives you onboarding, a general idea, and gives you the basic functions, so you can start pretty easily. And when I was trying to learn Miniscript, there was even the documentation is not bad; it's really good. But I still was very confused, even being such a long time in Bitcoin ecosystem. There was lots of difficult things. So I hope that when people start using this code assistance, I can record some of their questions and to use it to train it and make it better, to understand all of different nuances and questions for onboarding and making really easy and making everyone productive.
I remember from your pitch that you said, how can I trust in Minimaxi if AI can hallucinate? Can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. When you're using a large language model, there is one guy that said they are dream machines. So they everything they do is hallucinating. This is their purpose, to hallucinate. So they are kind of predicting the next token. They are hallucinating. You ask for a question and they invent something. But we try to make these hallucinations, these dreams, more close to reality and close to what we really want. So since they are like predicting, and like just like your autocorrect, you can just tap the center one and generate a whole sentence.
Yeah.
It generates something, and but this, for when you're coding, it's okay because you run in your tests and you see if it works or not. But if you're dealing with money, it's much more complicated. You don't want at all to make a contract, a mistake in your with your money. So to fix this, I had this idea, is a little bit older, but I learned this with Taproot. In Taproot, you can encode a contract in a tree, in a Merkle tree. So if you can encode in a Merkle tree, it can be a flowchart.
Got it.
And I had this, I can build a flowchart code that transforms this in a flowchart. So it's really easy and simple for anyone, like using your finger and say, okay, I need 3 keys and check just 2 of them. And so you can see what it generated, and it's not AI made. So you know that it's not hallucinating. You know it's true what you put there.
So this is why you have a BFI award, right? Because it is smart contracts, but it's about your money. So it's so important to make sure that we have these tools. John's also asked, can you say what you see in smart contract tooling for Bitcoin scripts in 5 years? Like if you had a magic wand and you could figure out what's next, what do you think you would say?
Well, it's a little bit hard to predict this kind of stuff, but since we even have BitVM right now, I think like we'll have some things that we cannot even imagine. Like I'm working right now. I'm continue working with Minimaxis to make it really simple for anyone to code, not only in Miniscript but also in regular script or any other Bitcoin related languages, be it RGB or Taproot assets or whatever. So I believe that in 5 years, it will be very easy. You just have like a screen where you can talk or you can type, and you say, okay, I want to do a wallet. I want to create something like this, and it creates a scratch of your idea, and you can edit it with just simple English without needing. So of course there you need to be careful, and I hope I can do it to have the disclaimers and to bring the awareness and responsibility on the security of what they're coding. But I think that it will, like, they can, okay, from I work in, I don't know, I work in finance and I want to do this in a smart contract in Bitcoin. I don't know how to code. He put there and he gets what he wants. I think in 5 years we'll have that.
Breno, tell us a little bit about Spirit of Satoshi. How does your project fit into that? And then I also saw that you had a roadmap of like what you want Minimaxi to look like in a few years. Like, what is your roadmap? And I wanted to ask you, do you think, like, I know you had 2 days to code in SatsConf, but how did participating in the tournament, which was longer and had different requirements, how did that help you, your team, kind of think ahead and think about what's next for you guys?
Yeah, the roadmap. The roadmap is really. It was really close to the one that I presented in SatsConf, and actually, most of it was thought about with Breno. Breno, which was one of our team members, he thought
He's a Bitcoin.
almost.
Yeah, Breno is one of your team members. Breno.
Yeah.
The one that's a Bitcoin core developer.
No. He's not
Breno.
a Bitcoin core developer. No. Bruno works. He sells insurance. He doesn't know. He knew almost nothing about Bitcoin until SatsConf. But when I present, but he's a really clever guy for business. So I told him, okay, this is what we do. This is some of things that we can do later on. And also Belu and Vitor also had good ideas. For example, instead of having just the chat, we can build an extension for VS Code and like a Copilot and other stuff like this. So it was a really team effort. And Bruno said, okay, he wrote it down and I just check it like, okay, just cross, no, Solana, no, Ethereum, no, and Lightning, yes. So it was mostly his ideas of what to do next. I was at the hackathon. I was not thinking about roadmaps at all, and it's great. We want like the logical step after Miniscript is script. So after considering like complete the Miniscript one. We have this MVP alpha version in minimaxis.com. Soon we will release in Spirit of Satoshi, which is the company I'm working now. Spirit of Satoshi is a company that we are building AI for Bitcoin. So Spirit of Satoshi is also the name of the first product, the first which we were working. So we have Spirit of Satoshi AI. You go there and you can ask anything about Bitcoin and it will answer. And we created also a custom GPT, which is called Satoshi GPT. You can, if you have a premium account in OpenAI, you can use it. This Satoshi GPT, you can ask lots of stuff. It's amazing. You can ask how many transactions were in the block number blah. You can ask, I have this transaction, is it confirmed, it's not confirmed. You can ask, I live in Brasilia, where can I buy something using Bitcoin around me? And it looks in bitcoinmap.org and brings so it's
Wait,
just
where can
amazing.
I buy what? You got cut off for a second. I live in Brasilia. Where can I buy?
Where can I buy lunch using Bitcoin?
Got it.
So it searches bitcoinmap.org.
Nice.
And it brings it back. Okay, you live in Brasilia, so this is the top places in Brasilia that you have there. You can buy there using Bitcoin. So you can ask almost anything from on-chain data to where can I buy stuff, to explain this concept of economics or of Bitcoin or whatever. It's an amazing product that we did. And right now, and after the hackathon, which was my idea, I told him, okay, I did this, people loved it, and I think it's really useful. So you can use, we can get it inside Spirit of Satoshi, and we can target like Bitcoin companies who use every Bitcoin companies have developers, and most of them need to deal with Bitcoin code, with Bitcoin contracts. So it would be awesome, and I brought it there. And yeah, so now I'm leading this project inside Spirit of Satoshi.
Got it. And so we have a GitHub up so that people can see. Can I ask you what, regarding the hackathon and the tournament that you participated, are there any projects that you really liked, admired, thought they could integrate with your app or not? Tell us a little bit about what you felt and how you valued the experience of building in public with other teams like the ones that you saw.
Yeah, wow, it was great. It was amazing. Like to have so many people rooting for us. It was really a really cool experience. Like people helping us, mentoring us, and generally rooting for us and supporting our project. It was really cool. There was so many cool projects there. One of them, the 1010 one, I've been watching them for more than a year already. So I was really excited. I knew they were going to be in the top 3 because their project is amazing. And they told me that they did it in Miniscript. So our Minimaxis would be very useful for them.
Yes.
So I hope I can talk to them a little bit later.
I remember the ceremony Philip told you, right?
Yes, exactly. So there's also there was also lots of others like Abbott, which were an AI for Telegram. So maybe we can speak with Abbott and use our like overpowered AI to connect with them, so they can have like really the top-notch answers for community questions. And I believe that there is lots of space to integrate with lots of people. Yeah, Play AI also.
They're doing amazing things.
Yeah, they're doing amazing things. Yeah, Play AI, as I remember, is it's kind of a marketplace, so we could put Minimaxis there. We could put Spirit of Satoshi there. So it's I think there's lots of room to collaborate. I need to watch everything again because it's so many information, so many cool things. But yeah.
Well, it's really cool that you mentioned 10-10-1 because they actually were born thanks to Bolt Fun. They participated in a hackathon a couple of years back and did well, but didn't win any prize that was and so then because they liked building in public and had a very good experience because testing their ideas while they were building versus, when you do it all alone in your cave, in your hole, and you don't have input, you don't get user feedback. I think that's one of the things that Philip mentioned made a big difference for their experience. And that's why they came back to hack with us again, because they realized the value of hacking in public, building in public. And they got into the Wolf accelerator. And now they have this new product, which is what, obviously, as you know, there's rules to participate in our hackathons. And one of them is that whatever you build, it has to be a new product that's built during the hackathon. We don't judge you on the past. We only judge you on the new product that you're presenting through the hackathon. So it's kind of cool to see how they've evolved, that they were from Bolt Fun, grew and came back. So hopefully we can see the Minimaxi team next year as well and get an even bigger, better, cooler award. And we really appreciate you being here. If there's anything that you want to ask our audience to do, like what is your last thought to say, hey, can you please help us this way? Or can you please support the project XYZ, maybe writing or commenting on GitHub? What would you like for us to ask the audience to help you with? And how can people find you online to tag you or comment or ask you questions?
Okay, I'm mainly on Twitter, so you can see me on Twitter at BrenoRB. So anyone can see me there, can send me. My DMs are open, so anyone who wants to chat and say anything. Also, I'd like for those who are excited about the project to take a look on the flowchart generator. It's in our GitHub, Minimaxis GitHub. It's all open source, and please use it. Look for bugs. If you want to improve it, let's do it. I want to continue supporting it. And also, Spirit of Satoshi, I think it will be great if everyone could take a look. There's lots of stuff, really cool stuff in Spirit of Satoshi, which you can collaborate, answering questions there. There's a space where you can collaborate, and you get Satoshis back for collaborating. So it will be it's a really good thing to learn. You learn a lot by teaching. So you can help us train the model, which will be better for the community in general. And you'll be learning a little bit better. You get some sets in return. So yeah, and right soon for those who are in Brazil, I'm finishing a book. It's a basic Bitcoin book, which will be 101 questions and answers about Bitcoin. It's kind of simple, but I try to bring new perspectives on Bitcoin. So if it will be launched only in Portuguese, but if you know Portuguese, luckily people like it, and I can translate it to English as well. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And we just want to finish this conversation letting you know that through January, we're going to be offering a few free hours to all the finalists of Legends of Lightning. So please hit up John's and I and our team, because we can try to help you out with whatever you're doing, UX, UI, even the future of where you want this to go. We're happy to support. We actually just did an AI hackathon with Fedimint and Replit a few months back, so we can definitely connect you with a few people that can help as well. Thank you again so much, Breno, for being here. Muito obrigada. And we really look forward to seeing how your project grows and how the team continues to shine for next year. We hope to see you next year.
Thank you. O prazer foi meu. Adorei estar aqui. It was amazing. All this experience. It was like we learned so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.